Pisces, and welcome to your December Zodiac Wheel reading for Pisces 2019. I'll just tune in to the Pisces frequency for you, Pisces, and wishing you all the best for the new year. We're on our way to 2020, the end of a decade. End of an era for some. So I will invite Great Spirit, angels and my guides to join me in this reading, the Pisceans. Thank you for any message that you may have that comes through in this reading for Pisces' highest good and for the good of all concerned. There's some interesting developments happening through December. There is the solar eclipse in Capricorn on the 25th and the 26th of December. There's a lot happening in Capricorn through December actually, which is a bit of a paradigm shift and a glimpse for us all of 2020 for the quest of truth and deep healing. The solstice, 21st, 22nd of December. Winter in the northern hemisphere, summer in the southern hemisphere. Victories and challenges with victories. Victories with challenges. Yes, well, we will surmount the challenges, and it will make the victory even sweeter. Oh, okay, thank you. Lovely. Feeling the love there, Pisces. The Union card. So really feeling at one with your significant other. And for those of you that are single, December could be presenting you with the opportunity to, you know, realise that you still got 2 feet and a heartbeat type of thing. You're not done with joining in a union with someone yet. So those of you that are looking for that special someone, you can start your quest for that here in December, or you may find that you're already well and truly on the path to that. So that's lovely energy being shown to me there. Now, through December, you do have Neptune influencing that area of the zodiac wheel for you, Pisces, as Neptune it is in Pisces, so it's dignified, it's in its own house, in its own sign. Neptune rules Pisces. So those of you that are interested in the arts, you can really express yourself now through the arts or your craft, and it's even good for expressing yourself as a spiritual being having a human experience, and not being too hard on yourself if you make human error, for example. Because the Neptune in Pisces energy helps us be more conscious of wholeness, and you could even find that you'll be inspirational to people who you know, when the pupil's ready, the teacher appears. There's that kind of emphasis here for you through December. So if you have experienced lack of boundaries with others and yourself, like you need to let people know what your boundaries are. This is a good time here through December just to clarify that for people, and not be too vague in your self-expression. So trying to be a little bit more direct, because you do have the tendency here with Neptune in the first house in Pisces to create a bit of a fantasy world of your own, and so you may need to clarify yourself to people and who you yourself feel that you really are. So that's, you know, putting up boundaries, which is a bit of a overlap here from the 12th house energies, putting up the boundaries there with the 7 of Wands. Now here in the area of a hard day's work for a hard day's pay, is the message card of the Knight of Wands. So any of you looking for extra income, this or news about your work, you will receive something that gives you action with that. Yeah, there's something that's being put into action. Sorry about that door banging, it's very windy. I can't really do much about the door banging. If you're picking that up on the recording. So yeah, so good news. This is always a fresh start with the wands and action being taken. So if you're the one that's got to put forward a message, you'll take the action, or you'll receive a message that it's time for you to take action. So, and even if it comes in the written form, that may be the action that is required. And here in the area of communications, you've got the 7 of Cups. Now the 7 of Cups would like to have you achieving your goals. That's one of the beautiful things about, you know, getting your wish, targeting each goal one at a time. And again, that's in the message of the area of messages and communication, short distance travel, siblings, and your neighbourhood. So if you have needed to clarify anything, this is a good time to use this energy to clarify any message that may not have got across before, that you've wanted to make yourself clear. Because Uranus is in Taurus, and for Pisces the 3rd house area is Taurus ruled in your zodiac wheel. So that's letting you know that you are a quick thinker and you've got original ideas. You could find that you will enjoy studying unusual subjects. So that may be one of your goals to study, and this is saying that it may be seen as something unusual, or some of you Pisceans may be feeling that, you know, well, I never thought I'd be looking at doing that, but you're turning your hand to it anyway. Now here in the area of the base of our wheel and the family home situation, this is showing that you're going to need to be stern, and you're going to need to rule with an iron fist. The Queen of Swords can be a bit of the Ice Queen, so having to be more logical than emotional in the home base, the foundation, dealing with family. Stern, I'm hearing. Yeah, but again, you've got that that quick original thought process, and you use an original way of approaching your family, or even anything to do with home. It could be home renovations or dealing with authorities to do with your home. Because I often feel with the swords, and I'm getting legal, there's some of you out there that have to deal with something legal to do with the home. Now here you have the Five of Wands, so competition. So this is the area of your joy and your pleasures in life, your entertainment and sport. So those of you in the sporting area, there's a very competitive streak coming out in you. So you are every bit good enough. So that's good signs for competitions. So there is sort of a bit of battles, I suppose you could say, but because it's the wands, it's not necessarily fighting as in debating and competitiveness. So that's in the area of your joy, as I said, and it's also connected to children as well as matters of the heart. Okay, now here in your work and your well-being and mind and body area, you have judgment, and it's your turn to shine in your working environment there with the judgment. There's going to be a positive decision or judgment made in your favour. Okay, and that's your mind and body well-being area as well as work colleagues. And the judgment card is also letting you know that your judgment is right. So there's a need here to really trust your instincts and trust your gut feeling about the situation. That brings us here to the partnership area, which is the Nine of Pentacles, which is a lovely energy to have in partnership area. So this is letting you know that you can stand on your own 2 feet and you're comfortable in your own surroundings, and there's a love for gardening and grounding work being done there. So if there's any sort of toing and froing and trying to make ends meet or build on a business association, this is a really favourable influence for that to be building in your favour. And it's the opposite to the first house is the 7th house, so you've got, some of you will even be able to join your finances with a loved one and build it into even a more profitable situation. So good signs there for you with that, Pisces. And also this is another one that is complementing that 9, because it's also a happy ending. This is the marriage, family, home, all being acquired. In the area of other people's resources, inheritance, legacy, joint ventures, so there's success there and a sense of completion and accomplishment and emotional stability there with the 10 of Cups influencing that area. Overseas travel and higher education, with the 3 of Swords, it's the time of 3 days, 3 weeks or 3 months, and something's had to be let go of, a cherished goal or something you've been aiming for. You may have to sacrifice that or let it go, which you're not happy about, because the 10 of Swords, you know, is a bit of dissatisfaction. It can be for some of you emotional stress or worry to do with that, to do with higher education, overseas travel and cultures. So I will just ask the divine direction for clarification. Okay, thank you. So your message is, family is everything. Reconnect with them and tell them you love them. So that may be something that you've been tossing with, toing and froing about, whether or not you actually want to do that. And it could be family members overseas, or you may want to go overseas to visit them, or they might be wanting to get back to you, and there's something that's tends to look like it's held that up a little bit and not necessarily made everybody involved very pleased about that. But that doesn't mean that you can't contact each other. You know, you can use Skype, you can use all sorts of things these days to be able to reconnect and keep in touch. Now here in the crown of the zenith of the wheel, in the career area, 10th house, you have the Wheel of Fortune. So things will be moving in your favour. Fate is playing a hand in your career, in how you deal with the outer world and how you see the big picture. Now that Capricorn energy is really building momentum from that career and the world at large, and how you go out and forge your way in the world. So fate's going to lend a hand to bring that about. You are ready, Pisces. That Queen of Swords is basically letting you know you can handle anything if you turn your mind to it. So now here we've got in the 10th house of career, fame and social status. You've got the blessings there with that Wheel of Fortune, and some of the blessings will be the easy manifestation, which are being shown here with that Ace of Wands. Being able to create and manifest what you want, and rewards of karma and abundance. Could also be promotions, especially with Jupiter trine Uranus on the 14th and 15th of December. Sudden money. Because here in the Capricorn area, you've got from the 1st to the 3rd, you've got the Moon, Venus and Pluto and Saturn all being in Capricorn. Then from the 3rd to the 20th, you've got Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto, all in Capricorn. And then on the 22nd, you've got the Sun in Capricorn, all in influencing the 10th and 11th houses for you. Now Mercury will be in your 10th house also, in Sagittarius, so that energy is also about career and communications or education, and if you're willing to share your thoughts on your chosen career and expand your knowledge of the world view, and being more inclined to share your philosophies and debate your philosophies as well, because there's an importance being placed there on your freedom of speech. Venus will be in the 11th house, attracting many new friends and enjoying social groups and people, and you could find that you might end up with the role of being the peacemaker, which is nice. And there's good signs for more stability with your money and possessions being created there and manifested there, and the wonderful ideas that you've got for doing that, with that Ace of Wands being shown there here in December. There's also the solar eclipse in Capricorn on the 26th of December. The full moon is at 19.52 degrees of Gemini, and that's on the 12th of December, which ironically is an air sign, and you've got the Queen of Swords representing air signs, so Geminis, Aquarius, and and Librans. That's the energy of the Queen of Swords. So that's, see what unfolds there for you around that 12th of December. Now the moon will be in Pisces on the 30th of December over here in your first house. So that Piscean moon is really beneficial for you to be getting in contact with your intuitive knowing, which could be also about the 4th house area with property, or dealing with a partner's property even, for some of you. Now the new moon is also on the 25th of December at 4.7 degrees of Capricorn, and then there's that solar eclipse in Capricorn as well on the 25th and the 26th, so big things evolving there over Christmas. So I'm wishing you all a very, very Merry Christmas for those of you that celebrate Christmas, and for those of you that don't, I really wish you a wonderful festive season, because we have got that paradigm shift here through December that we could all feel that we're really doing some sacred place work, whether it's sacred men's business or sacred women's business, deep healing taking place with that, inner child healing. We can be focusing on that. We can be also experiencing, you know, truly following our quest. So all those energies are very strong here for you, Pisces, and indeed for us all. Now the Jupiter energy there in that 10th house area is your public life and which is a vehicle you can find your expression for your meaning of life, and your ever expanding vision of the world at large, as well as public recognition. So that doesn't mean that you have to relinquish your integrity or your values, your traditional values. You will be more inclined to be able to seek out your professional status and recognition here through December with that Jupiter energy. And Saturn in Capricorn will be actually in your 11th house, so you may shy away from too serious friendships, like the friendships that really are just, you know, all about being serious. And you want to carefully select your friends. You're a bit picky and a bit choosy. So December with that Saturn energy in there you could find yourself you want to socialise more with your work colleagues, because there's as I said, the judgment is influencing that area of your work, and you've got the Wheel of Fortune also taking its turn in the career area. So a work colleague actually could become a good friend for some of you. And there's even that energy from Pluto influencing this area of friendships. So you could even find, Pisces, that you're more drawn to political groups or of expression. But whichever way it goes, the friendship area is really being a strong influence for you here through December, where you may find that you're forming more deep, profound friendships now. So very significant friendship energy being presented here for you to work with through December. So you will be manifesting brilliant new ideas, and you also will be finding the energy and the drive and the action needed to put them into reality, to have them manifest. So there's a really good fortune connected with that Ace of Wands. Fresh new beginnings as well, which helps you put to bed some of the worries and burdens that you've been carrying in the past, with that Seven of Wands there in the 12th house of karmic debt and self-undoing. So coming from that place of the subconscious is, I feel too, a realization of knowing that you can't repeat the old without suffering. So you have to let go of some of the old ways of doing things and maybe adopt a more traditional way of doing it, or a traditional way of thinking about things. Needing a more spiritual approach. Remembering you are a spiritual being having a human experience. And decisions you make now could have long-term outcomes connected to them. So now I will ask for your confirmation reading with the medicine cards, the animal medicine cards. What message of confirmation do you have for Pisces? Oh, thank you. Look at this, we've got the lion. Strength, courage. Okay, so be assertive. Lay down the law and assert yourself like the noble and characteristic king of the beast. Stalk the gracelands of your environment with a commanding presence and unshakable self-belief. Be lion-hearted, ensuring you get the lion's share, or at least equality. Show power and strength. Oh, go Pisces. That's lovely. Yeah, that worldly ambition out there, up there, and the zenith of the wheel is very strong, and so is this, because that's the polar opposite, and the parent area, you as a parent or dealing with parents, and the family and the home, and it's the Ice Queen, the Queen of Swords. So she cuts with a dual-edged sword, for good or ill. So I do feel in a way, Pisces, there's no messing with you, so if anyone does want to take you on and challenge you, you're up for the task, and you will prevail. Well done. Well, many blessings to you, Pisces. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this has been of help for you. And please, I hope you and your family enjoy the festive season. Merry Christmas to those of you that celebrate Christmas, and I wish you many blessings for 2020 as we go into our fresh new decade. So until next time, sending you much love and many blessings. Namaste.